From our Center for the Arts studio, this is your Ashland University Eagle News Update. I'm Chris Beisel.
And I'm Logan Gay. Thanks for joining us.
Classes began on the Ashland University campus on January 5th, but the first week back wasn't easy. Cold temperatures forced a 2-hour delay on Friday, which meant 9 and 10 o'clock classes were canceled. It was the first time AU used the 2-hour delay designation, so many on campus were confused.
You can go on the AU website, and along the footer of the website there's a link that you can go to, and you can sign up to make sure that you get a message, get the E2 campus message. Now, if the students clicked on the website, they saw the message, and it said very clearly that 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. classes are canceled, 10 a.m. classes start as normal or go as normal. So it was pretty clear. All they needed to do would be to check, the website and read that.
AU uses the E2 campus notification system to alert students, faculty, and staff of closings and delays. The system sends out texts and emails to anyone signed up to receive them. Information about closings is also always posted on the AU homepage.
Along with cold temperatures, some students found themselves without heat their first week back. But Facilities Management Department is working hard to make sure all students stay warm throughout the winter months. AUTV20's Connor Dunwoody has the story.
With many individual class cancellations and even a 2-hour delay all within the first week of school, many students are realizing that the weather is going to have a huge impact on this spring semester. I talked with Patrick Ewing, Vice President of Facilities and Management, to see what AU is doing to combat the cold.
It's something we deal with every year. The systems in our buildings are of various ages, so some operate more efficiently than others, some do a better job of heating than others. The real challenge that we run into is that the systems are designed for about 5 to 10 degrees as their worst case scenario. So as you get below that range, down into 0 and below 0, the systems just aren't designed to have enough capacity to keep up the temperature setting. So where we may have the temperature set at 72, when it gets 5 below, we might have trouble maintaining 68. So while we didn't lose heat anywhere, it certainly got colder than normal in some places just because of the way the systems are designed.
Facilities are not the only people trying to combat the cold. Many AU students are trying to find new ways to get about their daily routine to combat the cold.
Well, I would say that the cold weather has affected my routine in a number of ways. For instance, I normally have to wake up a little bit earlier to put on a couple more layers, maybe think a little harder about what I'm going to wear, knowing that I might have to walk entirely across campus rather than just a convo, since I live pretty close there. In other ways, I have to worry about my car being able to start, since I'm not a commuter or anything. I do live on campus, but if I have to go run any errands, I haven't started my car in a couple days, and now the cold weather will sometimes affect the ability for that to start.
With the colder weather comes snow and ice, and the question of when AU decides to cancel classes.
There's no set criteria. In other words, if we get 7 inches of snow, we're not necessarily automatically canceling classes or anything like that. Same thing with temperatures. There's no particular range. We really kind of assess the situation in the morning. I'm typically in here by 5:30. On days that are questionable, assessing the road conditions, assessing how effective we're going to be at getting campus open in terms of having people to get around, the parking lots clear. At that point, I usually make contact with the provost and let him know kind of where things are, what the weather forecast is going to bring, and he makes the call on whether or not we cancel or delay or the various options that we have.
With the new year bringing a colder spring semester and spring still months away, AU students are going to have to wait to find out what the rest of 2015 has in store for them. For TV20, I'm Connor Dunwoody.
Students coming back from break may also notice a new face in charge of the Center for Academic Support. Leanne Larson was named the new executive director on January 5th.
So the new role is Director for Academic Support, and so I will be sort of overseeing peer tutoring and advising, academic advising. So on top of those roles that I had before, I am also taking on some of Kathy's roles, which would include retention. It would also include working with the living learning communities, also looking at early alerts. This is when the faculty let us know how the students are doing in their classes. So a lot of additional responsibilities have sort of been added to my plate.
Larson was previously an academic advisor. In her new role, she will oversee the entire center. Larson replaces Kathy Stone, who announced her retirement at the end of the fall semester. The Center for Academic Support offers advising and tutoring services for all students on campus. Larson is optimistic about the future of the office and is looking forward to continuing the work that Stone was doing.
Leanne Larson is not the only person taking on a new role. Ashland University also named Al King as its athletic director, effective immediately. King had been serving in the position as interim since July of 2014. He took over for former athletic director Bill Godering when he retired. King has been working at AU for 22 years. He previously served as the assistant athletic director and also sports information director for the 19-sport athletic program.
In other sports news, The Ohio State University took home their first national championship title since 2002 on Monday with a 42-20 victory over the Oregon Ducks. We asked AU students their reaction to the big game.
I really liked it. We came up and showed up all the way around. It was a good game, well coached, and we surprised a lot of people.
I was actually pretty happy with it, aside from the fact that they fumbled several times and Oregon got the ball, but obviously I'm pretty happy since we won. So
it was actually very interesting. It was all the turnovers made it fascinating to watch, and a lot better than most of the games that I've seen. So I think the quarterback for Ohio State did a really good job, especially for his little experiences he had. So
I thought it was a great game. I'll be honest, I was surprised that OSU pulled it off with how many turnovers that they had. But it's great that they were able to come away with a win. You know, anything that's good for the state, I'm always in favor of, and it's definitely one of those things. It's good for the state. It's good for the Big Ten Conference, and great for Ohio in general.
I was rather impressed. I mean, even with all the turnovers and everything, I thought they played very well.
I thought it was good. OSU really did awesome last night.
I thought it was a hell of a game. I thought, Cardell Jones, he did a fantastic job, and I thought that Ezekiel played an outstanding game. He was also the player of the game. So I think, hands down, I knew going in that Ohio State was going to win as long as Cardell Jones and every player did their job. And they showed it, and I think they did a fine job.
For more Ashland University news and sports, don't forget to check out the Collegian at www.ashlandcollegian.com.
And tune in every weekday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to the Early Birds Word on 88.9 WRDL.
That's it for this Ashland University Eagle News Update. I'm Logan Gay.
And I'm Chris Beisel. Thanks for joining us.